Now, when it comes to estimating the billing for Snowpipe, there's no straightforward way to actually do so. Even as per Snowflake's official documentation, there's no way to estimate how much credits your Snowpipe will cost you. However, there's a number of factors that you can keep in mind while you design your pipeline using Snowpipe. File formats, the size of your files, compression types, complexity of your copy statements, especially if you're performing some sort of transformation while you ingest the data into Snowflake tables. So these factors have a direct impact in your billing. Just make sure you use the pipe usage history function and the load history function as much as possible. Now, when it comes to loading data into Snowflake, and this applies to Snowpipe, copy statements, or maybe you're using copy statements in a Python script or any other scripting language, you have to make sure to keep certain points in mind while you do so. The first point, the number of load operations that will run in parallel cannot exceed the number of data files to be loaded. Now, what does it mean? Let's say you're planning to ingest 5 files into Snowflake table from your staging environment. Now, there's absolutely no way you can have more than 5 threads trying to perform this task. Okay, so if you have 5 files to be ingested, you cannot have 7 threads trying to perform this task. So the number of load operations that run in parallel cannot exceed the number of data files to be loaded. So you must try for concurrency. But when it comes to concurrency, you also have to keep in mind the file size. Snowflake recommends producing files roughly 100 to 250 in the range of 100 to 250 MB in size and compressed. Loading large files is not recommended. So if you have 20 GB, 30 GB, 50, 100 GB files and you have loads of them, just make sure you split them into smaller chunks. Ideally 100 to 250 MB each compressed. Aggregate smaller files to minimize the processing overhead for each file. Now, this is also a very important point. You cannot have hundreds and thousands of small files, let's say 10 MB, 20 MB each. Now, that will also introduce an unnecessary overhead because you do not want that many concurrent jobs running at the same time, which will also cause a spike in your billing. So those were the key points when it comes to billing and data loading considerations. In the next video, we'll try to understand how to get data out of Snowflake into S3. I'll see you guys there. Thank you.